The United States Air Force just signed a weapons deal with a drone company. That happens all the time. What does not happen all the time is the drone company being backed by the sons of the president who started the war the drones are being bought to fight. The U.S. Air Force agreed to buy an undisclosed number of interceptor drones from a company backed by President Donald Trump's sons, deepening the military's ties to defense contractors linked to the first family. The company is called Powerus. The sons are Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. The war is Iran, and what is happening here is one of the most blatant conflicts of interest in the modern history of American defense contracting. Let's go through every piece of this story from the beginning, because each layer of it is more extraordinary than the last. Start with the company. Powerus is based in West Palm Beach, Florida, the home of Trump International Golf Club. The company was only founded last year. Let that land for a moment. A company that did not exist until 2025 has now secured a Pentagon weapons contract. It is not a defense industry veteran with decades of government contracting experience. It is not a company that emerged from years of military research and development. It is a startup founded the year Donald Trump returned to the White House, located in the same city as his golf club and primary residence. Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump joined the board of Powerus after a golf club company they had backed merged with it in March to take it public. So the chain of events is this. A golf company with Trump family backing merges with a drone startup, takes it public, puts Eric Trump and Donald Trump Jr. on the board, and within weeks, the company announces a weapons deal with the United States Air Force. The Air Force is part of the Pentagon. The Pentagon is run by Pete Hegseth, who was appointed by Donald Trump. The war that created the urgent demand for drone interceptors was launched by Donald Trump. The company selling those interceptors to fight that war has Donald Trump's sons on its board. The product Powerus is selling is called the Guardian 2. Powerus describes the Guardian 2 as a low-cost, semi-autonomous, high-speed counter-drone interceptor purpose-built to defeat hostile unmanned threats at scale. The company says the Air Force tested it against capability gaps facing small teams operating in austere environments against Group 1-3 small drones, and that a limited procurement order followed. The need it is filling is genuine and urgent. Iranian drones, including Shahed attack drones, have been used throughout the conflict to strike American military positions. 6 American service members were killed in Kuwait in the opening days of the war by Iranian drone attacks. Stopping enemy drones is not a trivial military requirement. It is a matter of life and death for the service members deployed in the region. But the legitimacy of the military need does not resolve the legitimacy of the procurement process, and the procurement process here raises questions that have no clean answers. Powerus co-founder and president Brett Velikovic confirmed the deal to Bloomberg, noting that the company will deliver the drones following a successful demonstration at a facility in Arizona. Velikovic insists the Air Force chose the Guardian 2 on merit, not because of who is on the company's board. He said, "They are not going to pick a system because of who is on an investor list. They're picking because they need it now." That may be true. The Air Force may have looked at every available counter-drone option and concluded that the Guardian 2 was genuinely the best fit for the specific capability gap they were trying to fill. That is possible. It is also impossible to verify because the number of drones being purchased and the value of the contract have not been publicly disclosed. That opacity is itself a significant problem. In normal defense procurement, especially for meaningful size, there is a competitive bidding process, public disclosure of the contract value, documentation of how competing systems were evaluated, and a record that allows oversight bodies and the public to assess whether the decision was made on the merits. None of that transparency is visible here. We do not know how many Guardian 2 drones are being bought. We do not know how much the government is paying for them. We do not know what other systems competed for the same contract. We do not know who in the Air Force acquisition chain made the decision and whether any any of them were aware of or influenced by the Trump family connection. The only things we know are what Powerus has chosen to announce publicly, which is that the deal happened and that it validates the product's capability. When military officials see politically connected firms circling procurement opportunities during a live war the president is prosecuting, even unspoken pressure starts to shape decisions. When the public sees a defense purchase they cannot evaluate because the process was not transparent, every subsequent contract looks like a favor. That observation cuts to the heart of why this story matters beyond the specifics of one drone deal. Defense procurement integrity depends on everyone in the system, from the junior acquisition officer to the service secretary, believing that the process is clean and that decisions will be evaluated on technical merit and cost effectiveness, not on who the contractor knows or who is on the board. When the president's sons are on the board of a company, winning contracts from the president's own Defense Department to supply that equipment to fight the president's war, the contract value is undisclosed, the competitive process is opaque, and the company is located in the same city as the president's private residence and golf club, having been taken public through a merger with a company the Trump family had previously backed. The sales drive by Powerus positions the company to potentially benefit from a war that their father began. PBS reported that even before the Air Force deal was announced, Powerus was already looking to sell its drone interceptors to the Gulf states being attacked by Iranian forces, positioning itself to profit from every dimension of the conflict's fallout, both the American military needs and the defensive needs of American allies in the region. The emoluments clauses of the United States Constitution were written specifically to prevent this kind of arrangement. The founders of the Republic, who had just finished fighting a revolution against a king, were acutely aware of the danger of a government official using the power of their office to enrich themselves or their family. The domestic emoluments clause prohibits the president from receiving any benefit from the United States government beyond their official salary. The foreign emoluments clause prohibits receiving payments from foreign governments. Legal scholars have debated for years, going back to Trump's first term, whether these provisions apply to the Trump family's business dealings. The answer from the courts has been inconclusive, partly because the question of who has legal standing to sue and enforce these provisions has never been definitively resolved. What is clear, beyond legal technicalities, is the ethical picture. The President of the United States launched a war. That war created urgent demand for specific categories of military equipment. The President's sons positioned themselves as investors and board members at a company producing that equipment. That company then won a contract from the President's own Defense Department to supply that equipment to fight the President's war. The contract value was undisclosed, the competitive process is opaque, and the company is located in the same city as the president's private residence and golf club, having been taken public through a merger with a company the Trump family had previously backed. The sales drive by Powerus positions the company to potentially benefit from a war that their father began. PBS reported that even before the Air Force deal was announced, Powerus was already looking to sell its drone interceptors to the Gulf states being attacked by Iranian forces, positioning itself to profit from every dimension of the conflict's fallout, both the American military needs and the defensive needs of American allies in the region. The company's co-founder argues, and this deserves to be stated fairly, that the Guardian 2 is a real product that fills a real capability gap, that it was tested and demonstrated before being purchased, and that the Air Force made its decision based on operational need. He is right that the need is real. The deaths of 6 American service members to drone attacks in the first days of the war make that point in the most tragic possible terms. Counter-drone capability is not a luxury. It is an urgent operational requirement. If the Guardian 2 genuinely performs better than available alternatives against the specific threat environment American forces are operating in, then the Air Force had good reason to buy it regardless of who was on the board. But here is the problem that argument cannot resolve. You cannot assess whether the Guardian 2 was genuinely the best available option because the procurement process is opaque. You cannot verify whether the decision was made without any influence from the company's political connections because the documentation is not public. And you cannot ask those questions without the people responsible for answering them feeling at some level that they are being asked whether the president's sons received special treatment from the president's military. That dynamic, whether it affected any specific decision or not, corrodes the integrity of every procurement decision that comes after it. The defense industry has long operated at the intersection of government power and private profit. The military-industrial complex that President Eisenhower warned about in 1961 has never been a secret. Defense contractors have always cultivated political relationships and employed former government officials. The revolving door between the Pentagon and the defense industry is well documented and widely criticized across both political parties. What is different about the power risk situation is that a politically connected company won a defense contract through his own children in a contract to fight a war the president himself launched, with a level of financial opacity that prevents any independent verification of the decision-making process. Democratic members of Congress have called the deal outrageous and demanded a full accounting of the procurement process. Oversight requests are being prepared. The Senate Armed Services Committee, which this week was already grilling Pete Hegseth about $25 billion in war spending with no clear accountability, now has another line of inquiry to pursue. Senator Elizabeth Warren, who raised the insider trading question about Iran war prediction markets in Thursday's hearing, is among those who have flagged the power risk deal as requiring immediate scrutiny. What the American people deserve to know, and what they currently cannot know because the information has not been disclosed, is simple. How much are their tax dollars paying for these drones? Who made the decision to buy them? What competing systems were evaluated? And did anyone in the procurement chain know or consider that the company had the president's sons on the board? Those are not trick questions. They are the basic questions that any functioning oversight system should be able to answer about any defense contract. The fact that they cannot currently be answered is not an accident. It is a feature of a procurement process that lacks the transparency needed to distinguish merit from favoritism. A company founded last year, 2 sons of the president on the board, a war the president started, a contract from the president's own military, and a deal structure opaque enough that no one outside the administration can evaluate whether it was made on the merits. The word for that, the word that observers from across the political spectrum have used when they see that combination of facts, is outrageous. Not because counter-drone capability is not needed, it is. Not because the Guardian 2 might not work, it might. But because in a democracy, the people funding the military through their taxes have the right to know that their money is being spent on the best available equipment through a clean process, not on equipment from a company whose main distinguishing characteristic is having the right last name on the board.